5 million people gone. No war, no famine on record, no conquering army, no mass graves. They just stopped. Their cities emptied, their writing was abandoned, and nobody in 4,000 years has been able to explain it. This is the story of the Indus Valley Civilization. Around 2600 BCE, while Egypt was obsessing over pyramids and Mesopotamia was building ziggurats, a completely different civilization quietly became the largest on Earth. We call it the Indus Valley Civilization, or the Harappan Civilization. It covered more territory than Egypt and Mesopotamia combined. And here's what makes it insane. Their cities were planned on a grid, standardized bricks, covered sewage systems, public baths, indoor plumbing. The Romans are often credited with inventing this stuff. The Harappans did it 2,000 years earlier. They were obsessed with cleanliness, order, and uniformity to a degree that honestly looks a bit eerie. They had a writing system. We found over 4,000 inscriptions carved into tiny seals, probably used like stamps for trade, and we cannot read a single word of it, not one. Their language remains completely undeciphered, which means we can't hear them explain what happened to themselves. And then, around 1900 BCE, everything stopped. Stay with me, because the leading theories about why this happened will completely change how you think about civilization and collapse, and one of them involves something hiding in the sky. Theory 1. The monsoon betrayed them. Climate research has shown that around 2000 BCE, the South Asian monsoon shifted dramatically. The rains that fed the Indus River for thousands of years weakened, crops failed, rivers dried up, and here's the brutal irony. They were so good at engineering that they probably held on longer than any other civilization would have, but eventually the land just stopped cooperating. Theory 2, a river disappeared. The Gaga Hakra, a massive river that once ran through the heart of their civilization, may have been diverted by tectonic shifts. Hundreds of their cities were built along its banks. When it dried up, so did their lifeline. Some researchers think this was the mythical Saraswati River, mentioned in ancient Hindu texts, a ghost river, gone. Theory 3, they didn't vanish, they transformed. Some archaeologists argue the Harappans didn't collapse so much as disperse. They migrated south and east, blending into new cultures. Their genes, their farming practices, their city planning ideas, all absorbed into what eventually became Vedic civilization. Under this theory, they're not gone, they became us. But here's what none of these theories fully explains: the skeletons. At Mohenjo-Daro, archaeologists found human remains scattered in the streets, not buried, not arranged, just left, like people dropped mid-step. There are no signs of a battle, no weapons embedded in bone, no ash layers from fire. Whatever happened at the end was fast enough that the dead couldn't be buried, and quiet enough that it left almost no physical evidence. Now here's the part that most history classes skip entirely, and it's the reason some researchers think the answer to this mystery might finally be within reach, because in 2023 something changed about how we're reading the evidence. Ancient DNA analysis from Harappan burial sites is now being cross-referenced with genetic data from living populations across South Asia. Researchers are building a picture of who these people actually were, where they came from, where they went. The results are rewriting Indian prehistory in real time and causing serious debate about identity, ancestry, and what indigenous even means across 4,000 years. And look, maybe the most unsettling thing about the Harappan civilization isn't the mystery of how they fell, it's how familiar they were. Planned cities, trade networks, standardized systems, a society that valued hygiene and order. They were, in almost every measurable way, sophisticated, modern, and they still disappeared. That's the part that sits with you.
We've been to the moon, we've mapped the human genome, we've dated rocks on Mars, and we still can't read what a merchant from 2500 BCE stamped onto a piece of clay. Their words are right there, we just can't hear them. Here's a question I'll leave you with. If the Harappan script is ever decoded, and some researchers think AI might crack it within a decade, what do you think it'll say? Because if they kept records, there's a chance someone wrote down exactly what was happening as their world ended. They might have left us a note. If you liked this format, ancient mystery, real evidence, no aliens, hit subscribe, because I've got 3 more of these in the pipeline, and they're all this good. Drop your theory in the comments. I read every single one. See you in the next one.